Welcome to this YouTube channel. My name is Celia Motshoning Zengele. If you're coming across this YouTube channel for the first time, welcome, and please stay till the end of the video. And if you are a return sabi, thank you so much for believing in me and for keep coming back all the time. I'm so grateful for your support. I felt something that I cannot keep inside anymore. Unfortunately, I'm on the road today. I'm driving somewhere, and I thought I won't be having any other time in which I can film this. Let me do this because it's gonna be a little bit of a longer drive. Can be plus minus 30 minutes drive. So I think we can talk about this burning issue in my heart that I want to talk about. The issue is Nota. Many of you would love or would like, and many of you would know who Nota is. Nota's real name is Nota Baloi. He is one guy who is very, very controversial. One of the controversial guys. Is very outspoken. He really does love to talk about issues that many people wouldn't talk about, which I really do like about him. So I like that he is not afraid to voice out his opinion, and doing so in public, fearlessly so. However, just like many people who are outspoken, you would find that there are issues that they may lose a little bit of a focus when coming to such issues, and still they would approach the very same issues with the same energy that they approach all the other issues. Now, the reason why I want to address this Nota issue is that recently, a few days ago, he had a sit down with a podcaster called Nkululeko and Culture. Nkululeko has got a podcast which he calls Nkululeko and Culture. He has got no niche on his podcast. He just talks about anything. He calls it anything goes. Now, on this podcast, this particular episode, he hosted Nota. They were talking about everything and anything, and I tend to agree on everything that Nota was talking about, except for the one issue that just popped out for absolutely no reason whatsoever. Because they were in the middle of their conversation when Nota decided to talk about Mihlali. Mihlali Ndamase is a YouTuber, a very well-known YouTuber, a successful YouTuber. She is a lady, a beautiful, gorgeous lady that has been trending for more than a month now for different reasons. Mainly the reason that she is trending for is that she is said to be, or rather, she is in a relationship with a married man. We do not know the arrangement of the married man and her, because it seems their relationship is not private. It's actually a public issue. They are seen together on public places, on public events. So that makes their relationship not so private. She has been trending because of that relationship with a rich guy called Leroy. So this Leroy guy has not trended as much as Mihlali did for that relationship that she has with him. As our society has been for years very, very strict on women when coming to relationships. They've got set of rules that are just meant for women, and those rules do not apply to men. So according to societal standards, Leroy has a right to have a relationship with Mihlali, and he is not wrong for having a relationship with Mihlali and any other woman for that. But Mihlali is being judged, is being ridiculed, is being accused of all sorts of things. She's called names like the home wrecker, I don't know how many times, and other derogative words for her relationship with Leroy. The wife of Leroy is very much aware of the relationship that her husband has with Mihlali. We don't know how she feels, but I can just guess as a woman that she must be hurt as well. And she may have passed comments there and there to Mihlali, to the applause of the nation, the very one that ridicules Mihlali. I don't know how she treats the husband, knowing that the husband has a relationship with Mihlali, and the husband was the one who was with her at the altar when both of them vowed to love each other until whatever time they may have agreed upon. But then it seems Mihlali is the one to be blamed for all this. I'm not saying what Mihlali does is okay, but I really do believe that Leroy is on the forefront of this. If there's any home wrecker, it's the person that has built that marriage. He's wrecking it right now. He's the one that's breaking it to pieces. Who is Leroy? Leroy, for me, is the number one person to be blamed, and Mihlali can be blamed second. I don't care who says what. I know about women who keep saying, hey, women should. For as long as we are busy giving the responsibility to the women and taking the responsibility away from men, the responsibility to be trustworthy, the responsibility to be faithful, for as long as we make the men to be the victims in the matter, we will forever be in this situation where we are cheated upon by men, because we do not hold them responsible for things that they do to us. We treat them like there are some ornaments to be snatched. We treat them like they are useless, and not just useless, I'm using the wrong word. They are helpless. As long as we treat them like they are helpless ornaments, they will forever be snatched. They will make themselves snatchable. That I maintain. Fine. Back to the Nota issue. Nota, out of the blue, in conversation with Nkululeko, he just decided to mention that he is surprised that there are men who find Mihlali attractive, and he claims that actually yena Mihlali, he can buy her. How? He can buy Mihlali, and Mihlali is, and the fact that Mihlali can be bought. She's like an item that you can have, that you can kill. And then she even compares Mihlali to a dog, that you can have a dog that you can put down. Wow. Now, here are my issues with Nota in terms of her perception of Mihlali. First of all, what makes Nota talk about Mihlali out of the blue, just in conversation? My view is Mihlali is staying rent-free in Nota's mind. Nota definitely does like Mihlali, and he doesn't love Mihlali. He hates that there is someone like Leroy that loves Mihlali to a point where he's not afraid to compromise his marriage for Mihlali. That's how much that guy values Mihlali, to a point where even everyone is talking about hey Mihlali, but he's still in Mihlali's life. So Nota's ego does not allow him to be not getting Mihlali in his capacity. Definitely he can't have Mihlali. So he is the person that feels like if I can have her, then she should die. Because why would she even say I can buy her and then I can kill her? She is an item that can be killed. She's like a dog that can be put down. I'll insert a clip here.
And there's some guys who think a Mihlali is attractive, and all I think is that ngamteng. And they don't understand that if Mihlali is for sale, that means she's an object, which means you can kill her if you want to. I mean, it's like buying a dog. You can put it down.
Yeah.
And
okay. My point is, Nota just decides, okay, he will tell us about how Mihlali can be bought by him, and if she can be bought, she's just an item that can be killed. She's like a dog that can be put down. Right. Let us interrogate this. Why is Nota just deciding to talk about Mihlali? I'll repeat this. In my perspective, Mihlali lives rent-free in Nota's mind. Nota may have been attracted to Mihlali, but maybe knowing that Mihlali won't take his advances. So for yena, Mihlali is unachievable for yena. Mihlali is unreachable for yena. So, and Mihlali happens to be reachable for a very rich man. This very rich man is even willing to compromise their marriage that may have been going on for years for this Mihlali. That's how that man values Mihlali. We may say whatever we want, but if a man is really to jeopardize his own marriage for a certain woman, letting alone that is wrong, but that says the person values the person that much. Leroy values Mihlali that much, and it irritates the hell out of Nota. Now, Nota, on the other hand, he doesn't like Mihlali. He doesn't love Mihlali, but he is certainly attracted to Mihlali. He wants to have a piece of Mihlali. He wants to have sex with Mihlali. And then he wants to kill Mihlali after that. So that no man, after he has touched him, he has touched her, can get Mihlali again. So he has this thoughts, dark thoughts about Mihlali. And this tells you a lot about his mind. Now, here's a problem that we have as a society. When people tell us who they are, we don't want to believe them. That was Nota telling us who he is in terms of his position with women. Did it surprise me today, this morning, when I opened my Twitter account and I see a whole thread from the wife, from Nota's wife, Berita. Berita just explained that, you know what? Here's my view. I will put in the screenshots of all the conversation that Berita has, all the thread that Berita put up this morning on Twitter. Generally, it says, I'm no longer with Nota. I'm no longer married to Nota. I'm away from our marital house, which I left on the 13th of January 2022. And she clearly states that her position in terms of what Nota says, and that statement that Nota says about Mihlali, she does not stand with it. She cannot even justify what Nota has said. She does not stand with Nota on that notion. And it was not surprising that she also says she was a victim of this man. Not in those direct words that I'm using right now, but that is what I was getting from all her conversations and all her, like, that thread that she has put up. It's not surprising that Nota did not treat the wife well. It's not surprising that Nota said this about Mihlali. This gives us a position of Nota in terms of women. This is how he feels about women. This is the man that just yesterday was responding to me when I was giving my perspective, responding to him when he was talking about Nziki Mazwai. He said Nziki Mazwai did not applaud Makazi for stepping up from abuse and rape, and now look at her success where she is right now, instead of advocating for some K. So he was actually accusing Nziki Mazwai of advocating for some K. Some K, if you don't know, is a lady that has got what we call OnlyFans. I believe in OnlyFans there are ladies that sell their pictures, their nude pictures, for money. So she's one of those ladies. Men will surprise you. They are the ones that feed on the nudes. They are the ones that are customers of those pictures. They are the ones that business exists for. They are the ones that consume that kind of content. But then, the minute they know who does that content personally, now they feel like they can just come and bamurwake. But it's strange. They are the ones that even pass such content from one phone to another. That's what they share. Even in their WhatsApp groups, men share such content. They share the content of women. They share the content of nude pictures. So they like it when they share it, and they like it when they are arousing themselves using it, for as long as they don't know who that is. The minute a woman steps up and says, I am doing this, my name is Samke, I'm the one that does that, suddenly now they call her names. She's a slut, she's a what, she's a what. Why consume content of sluts if you believe those sluts should not exist? Did they think all those people that are in there, in those videos, in those nude pictures, are not real people? Are they that foolish? What's wrong with men? So Samke, yes, I wouldn't want to see my own daughter choose such a path. I wouldn't choose such a path myself. I wouldn't want to see my niece choose such a path. But now that Samke chose that path, does it make her less of a person? No, it doesn't. Rather than ridiculing Samke, I would rather sit down and find out what made her choose such a path. Because what I know is, if you had everything that is rosy in your life, that was perfect, if your childhood was okay, if everything was okay, no one in the right mind would choose such a path. So Samke may have a reason why she chose such a path. And for her to get out of such a path, she may need some kind of a support to help her live that kind of a life and create other opportunities. But she's a woman. She is doing something with her life. She's not sitting in a corner asking for money. There is a reason why she is doing what she's doing. So, and I think that's where Ntsiki Mazwai was coming from. Now, I responded to Nota and saying, not all women are like Samke, and not all women are like Makatsi. And there are women that cannot be, that wouldn't fall between a category of Samke or within a category of Makatsi. Of which I agreed with his statement to say, of course we need to applaud Makatsi for what she is doing with her life and what she has achieved in her life. Definitely, she's a good, what can I say? She's a good example to many girls that, you know what, hard work does pay. But let us not forget that not all girls can be like Makatsi. And not all girls that have passed through whatever Samke passed through can choose to take the path of Samke. So both Makatsi and Samke are both equal in terms of their importance in this world. There are things that we can learn from both of them in order to guide the girl of today. Okay. I do not understand why Nota afila ona le right ya ho tsekisa Samke kapa ho tsekisa Mhlali for their choices of life. Yes, you can criticize, but judging people is not helping anyone in any way. And one other thing that I know that I've realized is men like Nota are just dangerous men. Men like Nota are men that we can wake up one day or a woman. Since the wife is stating clearly that she feels like she was quiet because there are families involved in this, and besides, she did not feel safe. It was for her safety that she was quiet all this time. But now that Nota is talking about this openly, like he is giving he's giving everyone ideas. Oh, actually, this is the kind of a person. So it was easy for her to step up and say, actually, because she says that she was bullied and humiliated both in public and in private. And it's not surprising because Nota is humiliating everyone and bullying everyone in public, men and women. So if he can do that to strangers, people that he doesn't live with, imagine how much he can be with the person that lives with him every day and night. And Berita does acknowledge that Nota has got a good side to him. And like every abuser, no one is one-dimensional. We are multifaceted. No one is just one-dimensional. Abuser that side of you that is good. So Berita does agree. Nota has a good side to him, but he really does need help. Do I not agree with her? I do agree with her 100%. I believe Nota's behavior is erratic. It is it's not normal. It's not normal. So maybe you're waiting for Nota to attack you personally. If you don't see anything wrong and the way Nota treat them, but we may so treat away personally, treat another person that you love directly, then we are sick as a nation as well. If we really do love people, we need to step up and be honest with each other. We need to be honest with the people that we love. No, so unfortunately for people, there are people that decide now that I Nota, whatever he does is fine, as long as he does it to other people is fine. You are waiting for Nota to turn his back towards you and do whatever he does to other people to you. That is not love. That is not liking a person. If you really do like a person, you really do love a person, no matter how at that time they may feel like they may be angry with you, they may not take your advice to them in good light. Fact remains, they need to hear that, and your intentions of saying whatever to them at that particular time is not to break them but to build them. And they may not see it at that particular time, they may see it later. Now come back to Nota. Nota Baloi does need help. His behavior is very erratic. His behavior is not normal. His behavior is not conducive for anyone, even for himself. He has already, after that, responded by saying on the 20th of January. Remember, the wife said she left him on the 13th of January 2022. Nota says by the 20th, that means a week after. He may have realized that, hey, then he said he had a suicidal ideation. He had ideas about suicide on that day. He wanted to kill himself, and it all. And then he called his sister. The sister wanted to come to him and be with him, and he chose no. He will take a flight to Cape Town and be with friends. Now, he claims he was alone during that period. Who did he expect to be with at that particular period? He has done something to the wife, because she says, Berita says, on that 13th of January 2022, she had only two options. her options was to stay married or to stay alive. Imagine if a person says, I had to choose between staying married or staying alive. What does that tell you? That tells you that her life was at risk, and having to choose marriage would have meant not being alive. If choosing alive was to get out of that marriage, that should tell you the status of her marriage on the 13th of January 2022. Now, this is the man that did not had any problems on the 13th of January, but on the 20th, he's crying now. He's now a victim. He's playing like I was alone. Who was supposed to be by his side on the 20th of January, whereas the wife left him by the 13th of January? Do you see what abusers do in your life? They tend to also play victim a lot. So now he's playing a victim. On the 20th of January, he was a victim of being suicidal, and he was also a victim of being left alone. So he still does not say, he does not acknowledge the fact that it was a week after my wife had left me and I felt alone. No, he doesn't put it that way. No, I was left alone. Like, now I was victimized. That's what many abusers do. They would do things to you, and then they would leave you, or they will let you leave. And after you have left, now they make it your fault. Whatever happens after that is your fault. This wouldn't have happened had you not left me. Now I'm alone because you left me. They are not visiting the idea of what made you leave in the first place. No, they don't want to go there. They just want to go to a point where they are now victims. Now she's left alone. It's the 20th of January and he wants to kill himself. He tells his family he wants to kill himself. The sister offers that I'm coming to you there. He says, do not come to me. I'm taking a flight to Cape Town and be with friends. And then he comes back and plays, I was alone. No, not that you were not alone. The sister wanted to be with you. No, not that you were not alone. You let the wife leave you with whatever behavior that you had on the 13th of January. That was the cause why you were alone on the 20th of January. Go seek help. Go seek help. You're not the victim. Many people are your victims. You are not the victim. Many people are your victims instead. You are not the victim, Nota Baloi. Tlamulo, Nota Baloi. You are not the victim. So many people in society, in our society, have been your victims, including your wife. You are not the victim, my brother. You are a person whose perception in life has been twisted. Your perception in life has mirrored on you as if you are the victim. Actually, you are not the victim. Get help. You really do need help. And I do believe your wife when she says you are not a bad person generally. You have a good side to you. That good side still there, it exists. It just needs you to focus on the bad side, fix it so that the good side can show again and be you. And we're not saying lose your sense of speaking out on bothering issues, speaking out openly, fearlessly. We are not saying lose that, but we say all these can be done in balance. You have to balance your things to a point where you can be proud of yourself. You can be a man that we can point one day in our history and say, there was Nota Baloi. This is the man that has achieved to fix 1, 2, and 3 by 4 by speaking out on those issues. Respectfully so to people. When we speak to people, we do not have to be rude. We do not have to be sarcastic. We do not have to be breaking people to shreds in order for our points to be put across. We still have to respect everyone. Whoever they are, we must respect them. We must value them, even though we criticize them. And the purpose of criticizing others should be for them to see where they go wrong so that they can know where they fix. Right now, we are also telling you, Nota Baloi, you need to fix something within you. You have good qualities, but there is that one element that affects your mental health. We may not be professionals, but we do know, we can see. We have seen many people with mental problems. We don't even need to be doctors to say you have a mental issue that needs to be treated. You really do have a mental issue that needs to be treated. Tamolo, Nota Baloi. May you heed the advices of people that tell you to seek help. And I know it's heartwarming for you to hear that there are people that support you no matter what. No matter how many people you can treat bad, they say they will die. They will die with you forever. They trust in you. Whatever they wait until you get in trouble. Not that Nota Baloi. Wait until you do something huge and see how the very people that support you now will turn your back, will turn their backs on you without even thinking twice. The very same people that are applauding you right now and saying, hey, in Nota we trust, hey, Nota is what, hey, Nota is this, Nota is gold, Nota is what. It's good. But wait until you get in trouble with the law. Seriously in trouble with the law. Wait until you act out on your dark thoughts of killing women. Wait and see if they'll still be by your side. I promise you, none of them will. So don't ever be fooled to a point where you lose the most important people in your life. You have already lost your wife. You don't know if you can get back with her. And you may lose your family as well, because if you keep on treating them badly, they can be a point where they feel like, no, they can't do this with you anymore. So let's hope that does not happen. Let's hope the latter does not happen. But you are still young. You have a life ahead of you that you can fix and live better from here onwards. Thank you so much. And may many of us learn from what Nota is. You know, I'm affected by Nota's story because I have a brother like that. That is a story for another day. I have a brother just like Nota. He doesn't see that he has a problem. He blames everyone else for all the things that go wrong in his life. He doesn't even see us struggling. He doesn't even see us battling with our own problems because he is too occupied with his own problems, in which he acts a victim, whereas we are all his victims. His wives, 2 wives have been his victims. His family, us, have been his victims. And he doesn't see it. He is playing victim even today. So I do know that kind of people that forever play victims because their perception has been twisted by the mental issues that they have. May they all find healing. May they all find solutions to their problems. And I do know that I cannot be the only one that is suffering under under such a similar situation as Nota's. There are many people that are having similar problems. May we all find solutions to our problems. And thank you for watching. Please like this video, share this video, and leave a comment in the comment section. I really do love you for watching.